Hello everyone. In this video, we will try to understand layout pages in ASP.NET MVC. Now in very simple word, layout pages are nothing but they are kind of views in ASP.NET MVC which we will use to maintain consistent layout across the project. Now what does mean by consistent layout? Now consistent layout means same look and feel. When we look at any project, any real-time project, it always consists of more than one options. But you will always find one similarity between all the options. What is it? It's the structure of that option. If you see some kind of logo in top left corner of one option, you will find logo in all the options. If you find some logout button in top right corner of one option, you will find logout button in top right corner of all other options. So that is called as maintaining layout, maintaining structure, and that had become easier in ASP.NET with the help of a concept called as master pages, which is renamed to layout pages when it comes to ASP.NET MVC. Now to make this demo sweet and simple, we have created a sample project called layout sample. It's an ASP.NET MVC project and it consists of couple of controllers, models, view models and views. Now you're watching this video, that means you have already completed all the previous videos and you have good idea on these layers already. So we'll not go and explain any of these layers once again. We'll simply go and execute the project and we'll look into the options. So in the first place, what we'll do is we'll go and make request to customer/index, that means index action of customer controller. Press enter and as you can see, we have a simple welcome message in the top, which is followed by a simple horizontal line, followed by name of the option, that is customer. Then we have menus, two menus actually, customer and employee. And after that, finally we have customer details here. Let's go and click this employee link and let's see what happens. We simply navigated from customer to employee option. Option name get changed to employee and data get changed to employee data from customer data. But if you see closely, then you will notice that structure is still same. Earlier, welcome message was in the top and data was in the ending, and still it's same. Earlier welcome message and option name was separated with the help of horizontal line, and that you can see still now. That means structure is still same, but the content get changed. If I click on customer, just the content is getting changed. If I click on employee, just the content get changed. The structure will remain as it is and it will make user experience better. That means everything is great here. No, everything is not actually great here, because the approach, the procedure we followed to accomplish this is bad. Let's go to Visual Studio and let's open both index.chtml. You will notice a lot of code repetition here. In first view, you will find a welcome message inside h1 tag, option name inside div with some underline formatting, and a menus defined. So it's correct, right? It's correct, but the problem is everything is redefined in the second view as well. Let's say later in the future, we have been asked to add one more menu item. So in that case, we have to add that menu item in each and every option manually and individually, and we may forget to do that change in one of the option, or we may end up with some wrong URL in one of the option. So it's a big issue. Secondly, let's say we have been asked to create one more option later in the future. In that case, let's say that ask is assigned to one of the junior developer, and let's say he forgot to put this div tag in his option. It's possible, right? So in that case, we just violate the consistency. In some of the options, we see this option name. In some of the options, we will not see the option name. That means we are completely violating the consistency. So with the help of layout page, we can achieve these two advantages. One, we can make sure that structure is not repeated everywhere. We will define structure at one place and we will reuse it in all other places. Secondly, we will make sure that consistency in terms of layout is followed everywhere. So let's go and create a layout page. Inside views folder, simply say, first stop the execution of the project and right click the views folder, say add new folder and name this folder as shared folder, SHARED. Now shared folder is a folder which contain views which is going to be used across multiple controllers, or in simple word, we will keep shared things inside it. Now layout page, we want it to be available for all other views, right? So we will create it inside shared folder. If you create a layout page inside customer folder, then it will be available to only those views which are inside customer folder. But if we create any any layout pages inside shared folder, it will be available to all the views across all the controllers. So let's go and create it. Right click the shared folder, say add new view, and we'll simply make it my layout view, and just make sure that template is empty for now. Don't check this create a partial view option and don't select use a layout page option as well. Simply click on add and we are done with creating a layout page. But you might be wondering how it is different. It will be different, don't worry. Now this is our layout page. Step number 2, simply define the layout. Simply define the structure. For that, take an entire content of body from one of the index page and simply put it inside the body of layout page. Now just try to think about it. In every view we want this thing, in every view we want this thing, in every view we want this as well, but in every view we want this to be different. We want this to be based on the views. So views will define it. So we'll simply remove it from here, and here we will put @render body. That's it. Step number 1, create layout view. Step number 2, define the structure inside layout view. Now step number 3, attach layout page to individual views. For that, 2 steps. Step number 1, simply remove all the common contents from normal views. Common contents means not just this one. Common contents means everything. We will remove it from here. Step number 2, simply put the path of your layout page here. That is tilt. Tilt means root. This one. /views. VIEWS. /shared. /my layout .cshtml. Now let's do the same thing with another view. Let's come here, remove all the common contents from here, this as well, and then let's put the path here. Let's simply copy it from the previous one. Let's paste it here and let's save everything. Press F5 and let's start with customer/index. Yes, it's coming just like before. Now let's click on employee. Same. So both are working. The only problem here is when we click on customer, the option name is employee, and when we click on employee, it's employee. It's okay when we are in employee option, but when we are in customer option, why it's coming as employee? Because they are hard coded right now. They are not coming based on view. If you see here, this option name is defined as a part of layout page. It will not change based on the view, and that we can achieve with the help of sections. So simply stop the execution and just remove this employee from here and say @render section and put option name, and then we'll go to individual view and we will say @section, brace bracket, enter, and now write down your HTML here. We can write whatever HTML we want. We can say bold, we can say italic, we can say employee, whatever we want. For now, just put a bold tag, just put employee with bold tag. Oh, sorry, we have to provide a name as well. The name is employee. What was the name? Name was option name. So let's put employee option name section here. Now let's do the same thing in another view, but here we will say this is going to be customer. So let's make it as customer. Now let's go and execute the project once again. Let's start with customer again, and let's make sure that, yeah, now it's coming bold customer. Let's click on employee, and in bold we are getting employee. Now you may be wondering, what is the difference between render body and render section? So let's try to understand it. This render section method will find a section called option name inside view and get its contents and display it here. That means at runtime this content will get displayed here, and that's why we are getting the desired output. Now whereas this render body, what it will do is it will take all the contents from the view which is not part of any sections and put it here. And that is the difference between render section and render body. Render section means get the content of individual sections. Render body means get everything which is not part of any section. Now the second question is, how many sections can I define? You can define any number of sections. Question number 3, in what all areas I can define sections? You can define sections wherever you want. You can define it in body, you can define it in between some HTML, in existing HTML. If you want, you can define it in head like this, @render section. I will say head section or something like that. So it's that simple. Question number 4, is it must to define each and every section declared in layout page? Now answer for that question is, in this case, yes. If you simply say save, if you simply try to refresh the employee/index, it will end up with an exception saying that an exception of system.web.http exception occurred in something. And additional information says section not defined header section. So it is must to define each and every section which is declared inside the layout page. But if you want, we can define some optional section as well. For that we have to say comma and false. Now if section is defined, it will get displayed here. If section is not defined, it's okay. It's not a compulsory section now. So simply say save, come here, refresh, you will get the UI. If you define a section here, like I will say @section, enter, I will say header section with a script tag, script, and I will say alert, hello. Remember, we are defining this section in employee view, and right now we are in employee view. So simply say refresh, and there is an error. Error says header section, the following sections have been defined but have not rendered for the layout page. Why? Let's see. Because the layout head section, okay, it's not header, it's head section. So let's correct it, head section. Now come and refresh it. You can see hello is here. Say okay. Click on customer, message box is not there. Click on employee, alert is there. So it's that simple. If we want, we can go and create optional sections as well. Now before we go and talk more about layout pages, first let me discuss one simple best practice. In real-time projects, we will not have such a small HTML. We always have a very big HTML with a very little scroll bar, right? And in that situation, when we press Ctrl S or something like that, we actually may miss some S like this. Can you see this S? It's accidentally missed. And as I said before, this render body, what it will do, it will render everything which is not part of any section. That means it will render this S as well. Now this is our employee view. So let's go and refresh this employee index. And as you can see, this S is coming. Now, right now it is easy to find this S, but when HTML is too big, you will keep on finding, okay, from where this S is coming, S is coming. So that's why to solve such kind of problems, what I recommend is, don't ever write down this render body in your layout. Always define render section everywhere and put some name. For example, here I will say this is called as data section, whatever. And then define all the contents inside section only. So I will say @section. Remember guys, we will not get this section keyword in IntelliSense, so we have to write down it by our own. Then data section, brace bracket, enter, and brace bracket. Now we'll do the same thing in our other view as well. Control C, and let's put it here, and let's put it here. Now let's go to Chrome and let's simply refresh it, and you can see that now S will not come. Let's go to customer, and both are working perfectly fine. So this is just a best practice. Now even if you accidentally put something in your HTML, it will not get displayed and your HTML will remain intact and work always fine. So it's just a good practice, it's just a best practice. Don't ever put render body, always try to use render section everywhere. Now you have reached so far in MVC, so I'm 100% sure that you know how to pass data to view from controller and how to display it. That is very simple. You pass data to the view by making your view a strongly typed view, and then with the help of Razor syntax you display the data. Now the question is how to display dynamic data inside layout page. Now it's going to be very simple. First let's talk about the request process. As per the request process, when end user make a request, action method handle that request, action method get the data in the form of model, and then it return the view, and when it return the view it will attach that model data to the view. That is very clear. But when we say layout page is connected to view. That means layout page will get its data from view itself. Now let's connect both the sentences. Layout page will get its data from view and view will get its data from action method. That means indirectly layout page will get its data from action method. So let's see how to get it done. To start with it, let's talk about a very simple data called company name, which we will get from database. And for the beginning purpose, let's talk about only customer for now. So it will include simple 3 steps. Step number 1, go to your customer VM class and simply create one more new property. Definitely first of all stop the execution and create a new property inside view model class and name it company name. So string company name. Step number 1, simply add whatever data is required inside layout view in your view model. Step number 1 done. Step number 2, simply make your layout view a strongly typed view. Just simply go to index.html and let's simply copy these 2 lines of code and let's put it in our layout view. Now our layout view is a strongly typed view. That means we get access to this @model keyword. So we'll say model dot company name. Step number 2 done. Step number 1, add properties to your view model class, those properties which you want to be available inside your layout view. Step number 2, simply display data in the layout view by making it a strongly typed view. Step number 3, go to customer controller and in this get customer VM method simply assign value to company name property. As I said before, we will get this data from database, but for this example, to make it simple, let's put it hard coded. So I will say QuestPond private limited. Done. Now let's go and execute it. Press F5. Let's make request to customer slash index, press enter, and as you can see, company name is coming here. Let's try to understand the process once again. We made request to index action return index view, and when it return index view, it is passing this cust VM, that is customer VM instance. Cust VM contain customer name, address and company name, all three inside index view. Now in index view, as you can see, it is attached to mylayout.chhtml. That means that customer VM instance which is passed as an input to this view get passed to this mylayout.chtml automatically. That means in mylayout.chtml @model.company name will display Questpond Private Limited. It's that simple. Now, are we done? No, we are still pending with employee, right? So let's go and test employee. So what you are expecting? Just try to think. You are expecting a blank line or something like that. Let's see. Press enter, and what you see, error says the model item passed into the dictionary is of type employee VM, but it require customer VM. What is this? Now let's go to employee controller, and as I said before, we made request to index action which will return index view, this one, and when it return view, it is passing employee VM instance. Remember, it is passing employee VM instance. And let's go to index.chtml. Index.chtml is connected to mylayout.chtml. That means whatever data is passed to this index.chtml get passed to this mylayout.chtml automatically. That means whatever employee view model instance came to this index.chtml get passed to mylayout.chtml as well. And it's an error. Why? Because mylayout.chtml says I want customer VM. You cannot pass employee VM, and that is the reason for this error. Now let's see what is the solution for this error. It can be easily done with the help of object-oriented programming. So step number 1, simply go and create a new class. Right click, add new class, and call this class as layout view model. Now this class is going to act as a view model for our layout page. So we have to put properties inside this class which we want to display inside layout page. In current scenario, we are interested in displaying company name inside our layout page, and that's why we will create only one property inside it and name it as company name. So let's do it. Property string company name, enter, save it. Next, go to your customer VM class, simply remove this company name property and inherit this class from employee VM class. Second step is inherit all the view model classes from, not from employee VM, from layout VM class. Layout VM class. We have to do the same thing in employee VM class. So let's come here and let's simply inherit it from layout VM. Done with step number 2. Step number 1, create layout VM class which is dedicated from my layout, and second, inherit all the existing VMs from layout VM. Next, go to mylayout.chtml and simply make this layout view a strongly typed view of layout VM instead of customer VM. So layout VM, done. Now remember guys, we can put breakpoints in views also. So let's put breakpoint here, and let's put breakpoint here, and let's put breakpoint in customer index view. So we have breakpoints in 3 places. 1, customer controllers index action. Second, customer index views model.customer name, and third, in mylayout.chtml. So let's go and execute the project, and in the URL let's put customer/index, enter. As you can see, breakpoint is here. Press F10. Now we'll press F10 again. You will see that customer VM contain all 3 properties. It contain customer name and address, and if you go to base you will see company name as well. Now I am saying F5 again. Now when I say F5 again, remember guys, I am returning index view and I am passing cust VM to it. So I'll press F5. you can see that breakpoint is in mylayout.chhtml. Just check it. Breakpoint first came to mylayout.chhtml, and if you check the model, it is nothing but customer VM. Just check this. It is just customer VM, and company name is Questpond Private Limited. Press F5 again. Now we are in index.chtml's breakpoint. Customer name is Sukesh Marla. Press F5 and we are getting the output correctly. Now let's go and make request to employee. Employee/index. Press enter, and breakpoint is still in mylayout.chtml because mylayout.chtml belongs to both, right? Employee and customer. This time your model is employee VM. Can you see it? It's working for both customer VM and employee VM. Why? Because both employee VM and customer VM are inheriting from this layout VM. That means it doesn't matter what you pass. In both the conditions, it will work. Company name is null right now, so that's why it will display nothing. Simply say F5 and you can see that nothing is getting displayed, but there is no error also. If you want, you can simply stop the execution, go to employee controller, and here simply put the value for company name like employee VM dot company name equal to Questpond Private Limited semicolon. Now let's execute the project and let's make request to customer/index. Breakpoint is here. F5, F5, done. F5, F5, so many breakpoints. Let's remove all the breakpoints. So we will say debug. Where is breakpoint option? Delete all breakpoints. Yes. Continue. And as you can see in customer option, you are getting this company name. Now let's go to employee option, and in employee option as well, we are getting company name. So it's that simple. So this is how we can pass data from action method to layout page with the help of object oriented programming. It's a very complicated example, but one of the most used example actually, because in real-time projects you will always end up with some dynamic data inside layout page, so it comes very handy. Practice it well. If you're stuck anywhere, don't forget to drop a mail to questpond@questpond.com.